Hello and welcome. This is the Midday News. Police in Northern Province will be clamping down on cybercrime offenders effective immediately, especially those using social media platforms to cause disaffection and spread information on the development front. Provincial Police Commander A.Y. Segi issued this warning in light of continuous doom trolls. Segi said the dissemination of misleading content can sow discord and create unnecessary tension within the community, government, and servants of essential utility services such as power, water, health, and education. He urges all online trolls who are actively disseminating information on social media platforms to do so using facts and verify their claims via credible sources before going to air on social media platforms. Law and order, especially petty crime, is high at the Gele Resettlement area in East New Britain Province. Boys and girls are dropping out of high school at young age, resulting in rise in social disorder.
5 resettlement areas were secured by the East New Britain provincial government in the aftermath of the 1994 twin volcanic eruptions. These resettlement estates are Gele, Warena, Clifton, Asing, Bunakabi, and Sikut. 30 years have since passed since the September 19, 1994 eruption. The head teacher of the Waterhouse Memorial Primary School at Gele, Mesulam Gamaliel, outlined that families have outgrown the 40-meter by 50-meter portion of land that were given. Overpopulation with limited opportunities for the youth has led to an increase in law and order issues.
We have a number of fights that is affecting our school. It's happening since about that monthly we experience villages fighting against each other, and it affects our students in attending school. So sometimes they're being stopped on the road, they become victims of fighting and they cannot make it to the school because they're being abused, physically abused or verbally abused by the youth in the community. So when they are in the school, we make sure that we lock them, to lock the gate, and we have normal lessons.
Gele in the Kombu LLG of Rabaul district has not seen much change in the past decade or ever since their resettlement. The people there have been left to their own devices until the election of one of their own and PNG's former Kumuls coach, Michael Marum, as the governor of East New Britain. Changes are slowly taking place under the leadership of Marum, with small shelters built for mothers to sell the produce, the installment of street lights, the construction of new infrastructure at the Rabaul Gele Sports Oval, and the groundbreaking of a new police post on Thursday, September 19th. Gamaliel believes continuous awareness is the way forward.
I think we got already the second or third generation that are occupying a piece of land, and the scarcity of resources is one of the major issues that is affecting people. Sustainability of the home, it makes them to resort to other things that are not good, like violence, stealing, pickpocketing, and all these, attacking people. You don't know all that.
Kamala Guare, TVWAN News.
The Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority is hosting the World Tourism Day Conference today at the Hyper House, Port Moresby. The event themed Tourism and Peace, Unlocking PNG's Potential will address key challenges in law and order, aviation, and infrastructure. Speakers include Air New Guinea's CEO Gary Seddon, Police Commissioner David Manning, and NCD Governor Powers Parkop. TPA CEO Eric Mosman Uvovo highlights the need for collaboration to boost tourism. The event will also feature the launch of TPA's new business hub, officiated by Minister Nama. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese is urging all Australians still in Lebanon to get out now. He says the government does have a contingency plan should war be declared, but says citizens need to leave immediately while commercial flights are still available.
I've been saying to our citizens who are there in Lebanon, some of whom have recently travelled to Lebanon, that they should return home by commercial aircraft while that is available. It is extraordinary that as recently as the past couple of months, people have continued to travel there against government advice. It will be difficult to get everyone out quickly if that is required.
The country's tomato supply chain is bracing for disruptions and potential price hikes due to the detection of an exotic tomato virus in South Australia. Locally, hundreds of jobs have already been lost, but an impact on tomato prices is expected to be felt nationally.
Grown tomatoes have already been banned in 2 Australian states. A potential lack of supply could see consumers outside of South Australia fork out more for the product.
So if South Australian tomatoes can't be sent interstate, then we'll have more supply here in South Australia. So interstate they might see increased prices, but here in South Australia they'll be stable, and if anything they could be lower.
The country's first detection of an exotic tomato virus has seen entire plantations dumped. A devastating blow for growers, but consumers may have to wait a little longer before they know the full impact of the virus.
So it could be months before we see the ramifications of this, because the peak season for tomatoes isn't really until mid-October.
The hundreds of staggered job losses has also been criticised by the South Australian opposition.
This is an absolute debacle in terms of the way that the state government has managed this.
I'm very pleased to say that a number of the workers who are Pacific Islanders have already been placed with other organisations. They are officially and technically employed by an agency rather than direct.
But hundreds of jobs are still in limbo, and the United Workers Union is now calling for financial assistance for workers.
Finding new work is going to be difficult for some of those labour hire workers because some people have English language concerns. Other people, this is their first job in Australia.
There are pleas for people to continue buying tomatoes, with the federal government confirming the virus is not harmful to humans.
In sports, American pop star Katy Perry has promised a larger-than-life performance at the AFL Grand Final on Saturday. The singer behind hits like Raw and Firework headlines the pre-game entertainment ahead of the decider between Brisbane and Sydney in the MCG. Despite embracing the game and even handballing as Sharon, Perry was decidedly cagey on which team he's backing.
A pop star welcome and her own piece of kangaroo leather. It didn't take long before Katy Perry was asked which animal she's choosing on Saturday.
I am going to take the stage like a swan. I will expand. You will see my wingspan, but you will definitely hear me roar.
The singer-songwriter was also quizzed on her knowledge of footy vernacular.
Buddy?
I have so many of them.
You are nailing this. Granny?
But I love her.
A star of the 2015 NFL Super Bowl, Perry likened the grand final to the US equivalent and says her show will be an international moment for Australian football.
I mean, it's a massive stage, so I'm getting ready. I'm going to be bringing a larger-than-life show.
One man who knows more about the grand final stage than most will present the Premiership Cup if his old side wins.
That'll be one of the greatest moments of their life, though, when you get a chance to receive the cup.
Injury cruelled former Swans captain Stuart Maxfield's chances of Premiership glory in 2005, giving him a painful understanding of what his contemporary Callum Mills is enduring now.
I obviously feel for Callum, disappointing, but knowing Callum reasonably well, he's a strong character, he's a fantastic leader.
Yeah, it's been a tough period for Callum. I think one thing that he's always done ever since he's been involved at the football club is put the team first.
Lions fans did what they could to catch a glimpse of the team during a closed session at Punt Road. The Lions will run out onto the MCG tomorrow in a public training session after the grand final parade.
Papua New Guinea's Olympic weightlifter Dika Toa has claimed gold medal following her debut in the 2024 United Masters Weightlifting Championship in Suva, Fiji. The renowned PNG weightlifter was among 4 out of an initial 6 PNG Masters lifters who competed in the women's 40-44 50 kg division. She lifted a total of 158 kg, recording 68 kg in the snatch and a 90 kg lift in the clean and jerk. Despite failing to claim the first stage in the Commonwealth Championships earlier due to elbow injury, Toa 40 set the stage on fire on Wednesday night in the 40-44 age group lift and won the gold medal for her team. Toa is among former PNG lifter Udu Hani, who also claimed a silver medal after his Australian opponent in the 73 kg 50-54 age group. Current lifters Telma Toa and Morea Baru are expected to compete in the age group categories in the last session today. That ends the midday news for today. Do join us at 6 tonight for more news and sports. Bye now.